Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and it is time for Look of the Week. And I don't really have a theme for this one. It's just going to be using some products I really wanted to use. And the focus, though, is going to be this beauty of a palette. This is the McGrath Labs Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. So this is the holiday release this year from McGrath. I did buy last year's palette too, and I did a review on it. And I haven't touched it since that video. I haven't used it this whole time. I used it a couple weeks ago because I was trying to resist the urge to buy this one. And I really didn't like it. And I was like, I don't really get this formula. I don't really get why people like it so much. I just found last year's palette to be kind of really difficult to use. Wasn't user-friendly, wasn't beginner-friendly either, which not every palette has to be beginner-friendly, but you know, the formula had a really big learning curve, and it drove me nuts. So I wasn't gonna buy this, but then of course something got the best of me and I had to buy it, and I am so glad I did. This palette is leaps and bounds better than last year's palette. Like, this one just blows that one out of the water. I feel like they were trying to make a cheaper formula for a holiday release. I don't know. But if this is the formula that's in all of her normal palettes, then I get it. I get why people are obsessed with this brand and these eyeshadows, because this palette is incredible. I cannot believe how good it is. It's the only palette I want to use. It's what I'm going to use today. I'm just going to kind of bounce around the palette a little bit. I'm going to use this brown one here just in the crease and on the lid and like above the crease. I want to use this green shimmer today, maybe that little lavender one on the inner part of the lid, and a little bit of the pink and stuff here and there. I'm just going to kind of bounce around, and then I'll share the other products as we go along. But if you want to see a full video on this, maybe swatches and an actual review, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to use it in this video today. So let me zoom you in and we will get started on the eyes. So I have a new tripod. It's really, really awesome. I got it for Christmas. But it's a little further away, so let me know what you think. Am I too far? Is the volume okay? Let me know. So I'm just gonna go in with this brown one right here. Oh, you can't see it. That brown one right there called Sunrose Amber. So in this palette, as opposed to last year's, you get 4 mattes, and I think last year's only had 2 or 3 mattes. But with this one too, they both are in the same color family. It's 2 brown mattes and 2 pink ones. But I have had no issue at all, let me see if it's going to be in the way, creating looks with just those 4 colors, and even though they're all kind of the same color family, it's been perfectly fine, and I've really enjoyed it a lot. I do have on eyeshadow primer already, of course the Morphe eyelid primer. I am doing eyes first because the sparkly shades in this palette do of course fall down on my cheeks, so I'm going to make sure to wipe that away. One thing I really like about this palette is the way that the shimmers and the sparkly shades are made. The sparkle wipes away easy. I bought the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. Why did I buy that palette? Why? I already knew I wasn't going to like it, but I was trying to give Natasha Denona another chance because I just feel that brand is so overrated and I don't get it. But I thought that palette would change my mind. Anyway, the shimmers in that are so bad. They're just a bad formula for me. They seem really cheap, and the way they look on the eyes looks really cheap. They fall out, which is fine, but it doesn't wash away easy. It sticks there all day long. And then at the end of the night, the eyeshadow has fallen all over my face, like literally everywhere, glitter everywhere, and it doesn't wash away. In the morning, it's still there. Drives me nuts. With this formula, they rinse away super easy. They're gonna wipe off really easily with a little micellar water later. And I really like that a lot about this palette. Anyway, gonna pink it up a little bit. I am barely touching my skin. These colors are very pigmented, but really nice and easy to blend. All right, I'm gonna go in with that green one there called Citrine Envy. Ooh, that's a nice name. So pretty. I cannot get enough of this palette. I was gonna look in the palette for a mirror, but I haven't taken the plastic off yet. I'm gonna get another mirror actually. Can't see. Oh, this one too. I opened up this compact, it still has the plastic in there. Let's do this one. Okay. This is the darkest shade. Right up here. This one's called Nocturne. Ooh. Very, very pigmented, so I'm going to get a little bit and tap it off. And then I'm just going to dab it in the outer corner just to deepen it up a little bit. But not too much because I don't want a lot of the sparkle to fall out, the green that's there. I'm just going to kind of pat it there, patting and dabbing a little bit. All right, there we go. All right, so I don't know what happened right here, but there's this little part that refuses to move. And then I started blending like crazy and I like got it way too high. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Okay, so I removed it. I feel like I was using too big of a brush to use that dark shade, and it was like all the way up to my brow bone, and I just really wasn't liking the way that it was going. So I removed it and we're doing it again. I'm just using that pink shade instead on the crease. I also only removed up to the crease. I left the green part on the lid and then just put more eye primer on, and here we go. So I got a smaller brush. I don't know what I was thinking with that big brush. I have used the little brush this whole time, but for some reason doing the video, I pulled out that big brush. Anyway, just gonna continue blending this pink one on the lid, I think on the crease, and then above the crease. I think it looks a lot better. I am gonna take that darker shade back into the outer corner. All right, I put on some under eye concealer and I gently wiped off that fallout. You might still see some sparkle because I wasn't trying to wipe all of it off that well because I had just wiped off the eye look, so doing it again was like irritating my skin a little bit. So let's move on. I have bought this Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector Whipped Matte Makeup, and I haven't tried it yet. I just swatched it and I feel like the shade, I feel like the shade is gonna be a little too light for me. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna put on a little bit, but I feel like it's gonna be too light because I feel like I can see it on my face and I could see it like being lighter than my skin tone. But let's see what this little piece looks like here. Maybe not. Maybe that's all right. All right, let's just keep going. But as far as I can tell, this has pretty much no coverage. Ugh. It feels like, ugh, I don't like that. I don't like that feeling at all. Ugh. It's very silicone-y, like, ugh, like that soft, like fake soft feeling you get with silicone primer. I don't like this feeling at all. Oh, no. Ugh. Ugh, I don't like it. I don't like the feeling of this on my face. It looks fine. It did give me some nice evening out of my skin tone. It also looks like it does have a little coverage because it's covering up my sun damage up here pretty nicely. But I do not like that fake silk soft feeling at all. Maybe it'll tone down, who knows. But blending it in, it's just a gross feeling. But it looks fine. I just realized now that I'm looking in this mirror, I did not wipe off my fingers after I was using that sparkle eyeshadow, and there's sparkle all over my face. I could see it all over my face. Ugh. Anyway, let's put on some concealer. This actually doesn't look too bad. Interesting. It's very light coverage, obviously, but not bad at all. I kind of like it. Just, it felt gross putting it on. This is the Tarte C Hydro Sealer Concealer. I did bring out a powder to use, but my face looks very matte. Like, it looks fine. That BB cream is definitely very, very matte. So for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bronze and Blushing Duo. I have the shade Sunkissed and Bronze Moment. So it's a little duo like this. This is what I was using as a mirror earlier. You get a really, really pretty bronzer and a really pretty pink blush in here. I'm not going to use the blush because I think the eyes and then the pink blush might be a little much. I'm going to use something a little more neutral, but I am going to use this bronzer. And I really, really like this. I think it's really pretty. The packaging is a little much. It's very, very bulky and big for these small little pans in here. I don't know. But the powders are really, really nice. And this bronzer is super, super pretty. I I really, really, really like this bronzer. I think it's such a nice color. It's really natural looking. It doesn't look like bronzer on your skin, at least I don't think so. I really like it. I really, really like this bronzer formula a lot as well. So for highlight, I brought out the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in the shade 250. I really, really like this one a lot. It's just a really nice, like bright white kind of highlighter with no real color to it and no like gray undertone. It's just really, really pretty. And blush, I am going to use something very neutral, the MAC Mineralized Blush in the shade Warm Soul. This is a newer purchase to me and I really, really, really like it. Where's my brush? Where is the brush? Where is it? It's a really light color. I feel like lighter skin tones might appreciate this. I think if you're a little deeper, might not really show up on you, but they had a lot of really pretty shades to choose from. And I like it a lot. It just adds a little something, a little definition, a little color, but nothing too crazy. At least I don't think so. All right, I'm gonna do my eyebrows real quick and then we'll finish up the eyes. And then I got this mascara that I freaking loved on first impression and I cannot wait to use it again. So I'm just finishing up the eyes. I'm putting that lavender shade called Lunar Haze on the inner part of the eyelid, and I just love that purple color so much. I did try to zoom in a second ago, but you can't really see the purple on camera for some reason, but I really, really love the way that it looks. So I'm going to do some lower lash mascara real quick, and I got this new one from Maybelline called Curl Bounce from the Colossal line, and one of the things I thought was funny on this packaging was it says bouncy curl, like it says big volume bouncy curl. What is that? What is a bouncy curl for your eyelashes? I thought that was kind of funny. I forgot setting spray. All right, let's zoom in a little bit for this mascara. Oh my gosh, I love the way this eye makeup came out. I think it looks so cool. I just wish that purple was translating a little more on camera. Anyway, I just put on some lower lash mascara. So this is from Maybelline. It's the Colossal Curl Bounce Mascara. This stuff I absolutely loved on first impression, although it looks boring. Like it has this really blah kind of brush and then the formula feels just kind of whatever at first. But oh man, this stuff I absolutely loved. It was the perfect mix between wet and dry. It builds up on itself so nicely. Without clumping or anything like that. And the only thing I really want a mascara to not do is to freaking transfer. When it gets all up here, it drives me nuts. And this doesn't do that at all, and I really, really like it. Emily Noel had just featured this mascara in a video and she didn't like it at all. But one thing I have learned over the years of watching Emily is that her and I have very different. That's what I get for trying to say a bad thing about Emily. Ugh. Anyway, we have very differing opinions when it comes to makeup, and a lot of the stuff that she loves, I really don't like, and vice versa. The stuff I love, she'll talk about in a video and say it was awful, but I love this mascara. I just absolutely love everything about it. I'm gonna let that little piece dry right there, and then we will wrap up this video. So the mascara smudge seems to be just stuck there, so let's pretend it's not there for the end of the video. So wrapping up the new products that I tried out, the Jaclyn Cosmetics little duo here, I really, really like both of these powders a lot. I didn't use the blush, of course, today, but that bronzer, super nice. Kind of reminds me of like an hourglass type of powder. Really beautiful powder formula, although the packaging is very bulky. The Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector whipped makeup thing. I did not like the texture of this whatsoever. I thought it was just gross feeling, and the way you have to smear it on your face is like that fake soft feeling, that silicone that I really don't like. But I like it. It looks fine. Like I enjoy the way that my skin looks with this on and that concealer. So I will keep using this and I will try to get over that gross texture. And then the other two new things I used were the Maybelline Curl Bounce Mascara. I really, really like this a lot. But of course, everyone's lashes and preferences are different. I really enjoyed this quite a bit. because it doesn't smear, smudge, flake, transfer, anything like that, and removal is pretty easy. And of course, the star of the show here, the Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey palette. Love this so much. I know I had a little trouble in the beginning because I was using too big of a brush, but every single time I've used this, I've absolutely loved the look that I've done. I love the sparkly shades. I like mixing pink with all these other colors, and I think I just absolutely love it, and I'm really, really glad I went for it because I wasn't going to because of last year's palette, but I love it. But that is it. Let me know if you've tried any of these products. What has your experience been? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.